Hi, hello, welcome, and thank you once again for joining me for another episode of The Crafting Coach. My name is Megan Rosendahl. I am the Crafting Coach, and I'm so excited that you're joining me this week because we're going to put together a photo display frame that is so unique because we're going to build it completely from scratch. So I went to a bachelorette party back in April. Hey, Brittany, where the maid of honor, hey, Sydney, helped everyone put together their very own photo display frames for them to take home. That is the inspiration for the displays that we'll make this week. A completely from scratch photo display that is completely unique and can be customized, only about 1 billion different ways. There are quite a few items that we're going to need for this project, and here they are. 1 square board. Mine measures 10 inches by 10 inches. Foam board or thick project board. 1 piece of cork board, scrapbook paper, ribbon, sticker letters, string, buttons, thumbtacks, glue or rubber cement, and paint. You'll also want to grab a scissors, a pencil, a paintbrush, and a measuring tape or ruler. I want to start off by saying that this is a great project to do in a group, like a part of a party, because after you buy all your materials, you're going to have enough to make several different displays. Plus, it's so much fun to see what everyone comes up with. We'll start things off right away by getting our board ready to decorate. The board that I chose is a 1/4 inch thick MDF board, or an engineered wood board, but you can really use any kind of wood and it can be any thickness. You buy this in sheets. This was a 24 by 48 inch piece at Menards, so I cut that down into 8 different boards that I can use. You'll also want to make 2 holes in the top corners so we can hang our displays. I just used a standard drill bit. Make the hole big enough to fit your choice of ribbon through. This size is about 1/4 inch. Next, decide which scrapbook paper you'll want to use so you can decide which color you'd like to paint your board's accent color. Choose 1 pattern for the background and 1 pattern for the banner. We'll apply a layer of paint just around the outside of our board. This is the only place that you'll see the wood, as the rest will be covered up. Choose a color that complements the paper you chose and paint. Set this aside to dry completely, about 20 to 30 minutes. We'll use this time to do a little bit more prep work, and then comes the really fun part of figuring out how we want to customize our displays. First, we'll measure and cut our cork board. I like to measure a 5 by 7 inch piece so I have the option to display different size photos, but you really can cut any size. If the scissors won't do the trick, try using a utility knife. Next, cut your piece of foam board down so it's slightly smaller than your cork board. Apply some glue to the foam board and glue that to the back side of your cork board. This is here so our push pin has extra space before hitting the wooden board. Set that aside to dry as well. Next, trim your piece of scrapbook paper down to the size of the board. If you want just a bit of trim to stand out on the edges, be sure to cut your paper slightly smaller than the 10 inch by 10 inch wood. The next set of instructions deal with the banner, so go ahead and grab your second piece of scrapbook paper. When choosing a word for your banner, choose a word that has 6 letters or less, otherwise your banner won't hang very nicely. Cut the number of pieces that you'll need into strips that are 1 1/4 inch wide by 3 inches long. Take your cut strips and fold them over at the 2 inch mark so they have a crease. If you're absolutely set on a word that has more than 6 letters, you'll just have to cut your strips a little less wide than what I recommend. Grab your letters and create your word, 1 letter on each strip. Next, grab your string and cut a nice sized length. This can be trimmed later if you want. Take 1 piece of banner and wrap it around the string at the crease. We're going to glue the flap to the back side of the paper, leaving an unglued portion for the banner to move on. Apply a layer of glue to the bottom of the flap once it's around the string and press firmly. Replicate this process until all your pieces are on your string. Be sure to let these dry before handling them too much. Our board should be completely dry by now, so grab that and your background paper and glue them together, smoothing out any air bubbles that you might have. Also, glue your now dry cork board to the wooden board, foam board side down, and near the bottom of your board so you have room for your banner. Take 2 thumbtacks and insert them about 1 inch or less under the holes that we drilled for our ribbon. Take one side of the stringed banner and wrap it several times around the first thumbtack. Do the same to the other side, giving yourself enough room for your banner to hang. We're almost done! Grab your ribbon and cut a length that you'd like to hang your display. Again, remember that you can always trim this if needed. We'll string the ribbon through the back of the display and tie a double knot in the front, so our display will hang evenly when we're done. The last step is to add any embellishments that we'd like. Clearly, I'm a huge fan of buttons, so I'm just going to select a few to finish off my board. Regular glue should work, but feel free to hot glue them down if you want. And after all of that, we are finally done. How cool are these? We have completely crafted this display from scratch, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Grab your favorite photos and hang them, then change them. Like I said, with all the supplies, you can absolutely make these with a large group of people, or make a few and give them away as gifts. Before I let you go, here are just a few words that you could use on your banner if you're struggling for an idea. Remember that you can also use hashtags, exclamation points, or anything else you'd like to fill up this space. That's all I have for you this week. I want to thank you once again for sitting down and taking the time to watch this video with me. As always, I'll be back next Saturday morning at 11 a.m. with a brand new project just for you. We'll tear it apart, we'll break it down, I'll tell you what to do, I'll tell you what not to do, and hopefully we'll have just a little bit of fun along the way. Be sure to follow me on Pinterest. You can find me under Megan Rosendahl. Also be sure to follow the Aberdeen American News online and on Facebook, where all of the Crafting Coach projects are made available for you. If you have any tips, ideas, or suggestions, or maybe you want to send me a photo of your completed project, please do so at mrosendahl@aberdeennews.com. Another big thank you to Sydney for giving me this awesome idea, and a big thank you to everyone for taking time out of your busy week to sit down with me. We'll see everyone in 1 week. Bye!